Revelations is the third game starring Ezio Auditore da Firenze, and while the official line claims otherwise, it's clear it wasn't meant to be this way.
I'm wary of this fight, Claudia.
Ezio's popularity demanded his story to be expanded, leaving the main storyline in a state of limbo. Revelations is here to put Ezio to rest.
It seems a fine place to call home.
So, with Ezio's tale still to be resolved, it means Desmond, the guy we're supposed to care about, spends the entire game unconscious. His mind has wandered into a blue-green world of floating monoliths and glowing lights. It's merely a conduit for Desmond to once again don the virtual armor of our aging Italian stallion. And so, with kit on and charm still intact, Ezio travels to Eastern Europe. He's now in Turkey, fighting Templars and Byzantines, presumably because the developers fancied a change of scenery.
She seems quite well armed, no? Don't kill me, please!
From the outset, you notice that something's different about Ezio, and I'm not talking just about his craggier-than-a-cliff face or grisly beard. There was always flamboyance about his kills as a younger man, but in Revelations there's a cold savagery to the violence. Ezio's usual variety of roles as assassin, mentor, landlord, and recruitment officer now feel like a burden. There's even a bizarre tower defense minigame included, in which you send out archers and riflemen. It's a gameplay mechanic that doesn't sit well with the overall feel of the game. There's a distinct lack of inspiration throughout, and nowhere is this more obvious than in Altair's missions. The 5 keys Ezio seeks during his Turkish adventure each corresponds to a playable section from Altair's past. The tasks are often tedious. In the first mission, for example, you simply run up a hill and kill lots of guards. Combat is much the same as it was before, although you'll find yourself running into tougher, more heavily armoured enemies this time. Fortunately, bombs tip the balance back in your favour. You'll have to craft them yourself, picking the shell, gunpowder type, and the effect they'll have. While missions are left wanting in terms of structure, mechanics and fun, they're woven into a well-written narrative. Story strands are tied together more efficiently than before. Altair and Ezio's connection in particular is explored more thoroughly. There's also a satisfying finality to the story of one of these characters, though the send-off the other receives still feels slightly incomplete.
Everything you see here is for sale. If you can prove you know how to use it first.
I am eager to learn.
A disappointing campaign is supplemented by an updated version of one of the most underplayed and underappreciated online games in a long time. It's an inventive cat-and-mouse multiplayer variant, which deserves more attention than it will inevitably get. So, for the first time, a new Assassin's Creed game is worse than its predecessor. Revelations is a game of nearlies and might-have-beens, suggesting that perhaps it's time for Ubisoft to move on.
İşte böyle. Throw yourself into it.